Hello my loves, how are we this week? Hope we're feeling good wherever you are tuning in. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of the day it is. So nice to have you join me again, and I look forward to this part of my week. Actually, I really look forward to. I love recording these little snippets for you. It's one of my favorite things to do, and I love the fact that you are listening to it right now, because that means that you love it too, that you decided to tune in and join me. And yeah, that just makes me feel happy in itself, and gives me a little burst of gratitude and self-love, and that's what I really want to talk about today. But before we get into that, as always, please like, please subscribe, please share. Let's get the message out to more people. Right, self-love. It's something I've been thinking about a lot this week. I've had my nails done again. Lovely bright orange. I've never gone orange before, but I'm actually really loving the bright. And anyway, it got me thinking back to the very first time that I had my nails done. I remember thinking how frivolous and vain and what a waste of money it was for me to get my nails done. And so I never did it. And it was only when I went back home to England and I was staying with my sister, and on the very last day of my holiday, she sort of said, because I had a newborn baby and Hannah was a toddler, and it was that time of my life where I didn't get my hair done, I didn't put makeup on, I hardly had time to iron my clothes, there was not a lot of self-care, and even less self-love going on back then, which is terrible now when I think of the me now, and the things that I tell women, men, everyone to do. I was just so not doing any of it. Anyway, Pauline decided that she would do something really nice for me, and she booked me in to get my nails done. And I was in the nail salon and they sort of said to me, so do you want normal polish or do you want gel polish? And I was like, I've never heard of gel polish. I don't even know what gel polish is. So she sort of explained to me, and she said, it's this polish that you put on and it lasts for as long as it lasts. It never comes off, it never chips, it never does anything. Basically you either have to go and have it taken off or it will just grow off. And I was like, go and have it taken off? I can't do that. Like, that would be another trip to the nail salon, and this time I'd have to arrange it myself and go myself, and I wouldn't have my sister to do it for me, and I'd have no one to look after the kids, and I couldn't do it, and it would just, and all this you can't just went round in my head. And I decided to just have normal polish. And literally within a day of being home and getting off the plane and being back in my normal world, it had chipped and come off. And I was like, well, that's a waste of money, so I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. Why would I do that again? That was a complete and utter waste of money. But the thing is, I was in the absolute, totally wrong mindset about it. I should have had the gel polish, right? I shouldn't have worried about how I was going to get it off, or how I was going to, what my nails were going to look like when it grew off, or any of that stuff, or the fact that I didn't have time to go to the nail salon, or that was that's a bit vain. I'm not going to have this nail varnish on forever and ever and ever. No, who will people think I am if I do that? And so I didn't. And yet that act of absolute love that my sister did for me literally made me feel happy, but lasted for a day. And that was only because I was on an aeroplane and I wasn't doing my normal day-to-day life. And then my neighbour, a little while later, when I'd started to get into this stuff and I'd started to treat myself better and I'd started to work on my mindset and learn about self-love and self-care and how massively important all this stuff is, my neighbour trained to do gel polish. And I remember thinking, oh, there's that gel polish again. Maybe I should treat myself. And then the little mind went, no, don't do that. That's a waste of money. Anyway, and then she put a post out on Facebook, and she was asking for people to learn, to try on, and it was going to be like really cheap. And my mind went, oh, really cheap? Maybe I could do that. Honestly, it was terrible. Back in those days, I was so like anti spending any kind of money on myself for what I saw as a so-called frivolous reasons, right? But it was a good deal. You know, the kind of the downtrodden mum in me went, yeah, but you still got to take that hour out your day and go and have it. But the new Jane, the new better mindset, self-love, self-care Jane went, no, you know what? It's such a good deal. It is such a good opportunity. Go and have your nails done. And so I went, and I booked in to be one of her guinea pigs. And the moral of this story is I have literally every month without fail gone and had them done again, because having my nails done made me feel so good about myself. It made me feel so happy. It made me get into this really good energy, and that had a knock-on effect. And it was weird, right, how it happened. So the first few times I went, I would have quite tame, quite nondescript, just a normal bit of gel polish, you know, bit nude, little bit of like light pink or something like that, nothing particularly in your face. You will have heard me talk about my bright lipstick story, and the fact that, you know, I would never wear bright lipstick because I always felt like everybody was looking at me. Well, my nails kind of were a bit the same back in those days. I would go and have the kind of the tamest, sort of lightest colour, because I thought that everyone was looking at my nails. Well, they weren't, were they? The only person that realised that I had anything on my nails was me. The only person that thought everybody would be looking at my nails was me. And I had to go through the journey of not caring, of starting to not care about any of that, to get up to this. That now I go for the brightest, most in your face colours. And you know the amount of compliments that I get from total strangers. I will be in a shop and I'll be paying for something, and somebody will go, oh my God, I love the colour of your nails. Now, in the beginning of my journey of self-love and self-care and all of that Jane would have been gone, oh my God, I'm embarrassed now because my nails are so bright. She's noticed them. Oh my God, what do I say to this? What do I say to this? And I'd get clammy and I wouldn't know what to say. Me now, me today, who knows this stuff, who has total self-worth and self-love and is so into self-care, it's ridiculous. I take the compliment. Because if you cannot take a compliment, what is that saying about your love for yourself? Learn to take the compliment. Somebody notices my nails. Now I'm like, oh, thank you. Yeah, I love it too. Isn't it an amazing colour? How I have grown. And so I wanted to just leave you with a little snippet of something that I absolutely love. And if you take this on board, you will not help but grow self-love for yourself. Right, I challenge you now. How many of you listening, watching, hearing my words, looking at this here with me today, notices the stars in the sky? Right? We cannot help but love the stars in the sky because they're beautiful. They're stars. We are taught from such an early age that the stars are just the best. I don't know whether men have the same magical feeling about stars as women do, but I can tell you from my own perspective of being a child all the way through my sort of growing up years to now, stars are magical. Stars are the most magical thing in the sky. I like nothing better than going out and just looking and seeing the stars. One thing that being in lockdown for a little while these past few weeks has done for me is, as a family, we started to go out for a walk again, which is something we love and has brought us massive joy, and it's something that we're going to continue doing. And I'm actually really grateful to the big C virus for those type of scenarios, because that is not something we would have cultivated as a family without this time in the world and this time in our life. And so that's another lesson, right? Look for the good even in the not so good situations. But anyway, we started going out for a walk as a family, and every night it would get dark and we'd look up at the sky and we'd like, oh, look at the stars, how many stars are out there today? And we'd try and notice the constellations, and we'd look for the big brightest stars, and it would be something that would bring us all massive amounts of wonder as a family. And I challenge anybody to not like stars. I just don't understand how people cannot find stars magical. And anyway, where I'm going with this is, I found a quote which I'm going to read out to you, because it encapsulates everything that I believe about self-love. And the quote was from Bill Nye, and he basically said, "You and I are made of stardust. We are the stuff of exploded stars." And what that basically means is that you are stardust. I am stardust. Those stars in the sky that we look at and that we find magical and that we love and that we absolutely find just amazing, we are them. They are us. We are made of stars. We are made of stardust. So if you can love those stars and find wonder and magic in the stars, then you need to love and find wonder and magic in yourself, because we are one and the same. The stars and us are made of the same thing. And I kid you not, there has been studies on this, and it has been proven. Humans, us, are made of exploded stardust. So the next time you go out into the sky and you see beautiful, wondrous, magical stars, remember that you are made of the same stuff as those beautiful, wondrous, magical things that you adore, which means that you must also adore yourself, find wonder and magic and love for yourself, because we are one and the same. That is my message for you all this week. You are a star. You are stardust, which means you are wondrous and you are magical and you are amazing. And don't ever forget that. So I will be back next week. But as always, please like, please subscribe, please share, please just share me around, because we all love a star, and I am a star. We are stardust, as I have just proven to you all. So that's it for this week, and I will see you next week. Bye.